Good evening. The Committee on Education, Public Libraries, and Women's Affairs is called to order. The committee is here to do a confirmation hearing on the appointment of Dr. Gayle Hendricks as a member of the Guam Commission for Educator Certification. And if there is anyone out there who would like to submit testimony in support of Dr. Hendricks, you can send it to 155 Hessler Place in Hagåtña, Guam. You can also deliver it to this address or mail it. You can email us at speaker@judy1pat.com. You can also fax it at 472-3589. And the committee report will remain open for 10 days to allow for additional testimonies to come to this committee. I will go ahead and proceed then for the confirmation, and I would like to invite Leah Santos, who would like to provide testimony before then we speak with Dr. Hendricks. So, Leah.
Good evening, Honorable Speaker Wampat. Half a day. For the record, my name is Leah Santos, and I'm the Executive Director of the Guam Commission for Educator Certification. I support the reappointment of Dr. Gayle Hendricks to the Guam Commission for Educator Certification. Her nomination meets the requirement of Public Law 29-73 for one of two members with a terminal degree in education from an accredited university. GCEC Vice Chair Hendricks has a proven record of dedication to the Commission. She heads the Praxis 2 Content Test Subcommittee and is committed to finding ways to help alleviate shortages at GDOE for specific subject areas. She is a firm believer that the integrity of the certification process must be protected at all times. As a former principal and former DOE Associate Superintendent, she brings valuable insight on the many challenges in our school system. She is also passionate about protecting the safety of all our school children. As a UOG Assistant Professor, Dr. Hendricks teaches school law and is the field coordinator for all the student teachers and those undergoing internship. Some of Gayle's civic involvement are the Guam Telecommunications Board of Trustees, the Yamashita Educator Corps, the Governor's Task Force of Education Reform, and the Guam Girl Scouts. I humbly ask the Legislaturang Guahan for your favorable consideration of Dr. Gayle Hendricks' reappointment because she is a valuable member of the Commission. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide this testimony.
Thank you very much, Leah. I also like to announce that Lisa Bosser Cruz had also submitted a testimony on your behalf. Okay, so Dr. Hendricks.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. I did not submit written testimony because I felt that probably would be better that I just speak. I'm too close, right? Okay.
Yes.
You'd think after all these years I'd know these little things. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to come before you and for us to have a discussion as to the importance of the Commission and how I feel that is a valuable instrument that we have in education. I am hoping for your support for reappointment.
Thank you very much. Can I just ask you a few questions? One would be, of course, the process in which the Commission had gone through, where we had various members of the Commission representing, of course, those out in our school system. And is there anything else that in what you have submitted to the legislature, your rules and regs that has been passed, that maybe now after you've seen the Commission in operation, if there was anything in which maybe the Commission is working on again to either update or add on, of course, some areas maybe that needs to be tweaked, so to speak. Do you know? Either one of you.
Okay.
You're fine.
Yes. I believe it'll be before you within a short period of time, is the rules and regulations for the ethics portion of the law. I think that was something that was an oversight when we started, because we didn't realize that we really had no way to revoke certificates from individuals who had failed to act appropriately. That will be in this new section. There were a couple of other things that have been changed that we're recommending change to the original law. The new teacher evaluation system has a new hierarchy of approvals rather than the old unsatisfactory, satisfactory, so we've improved that particular section. NCATE is no longer the accrediting body for teacher preparation. It is now CAPE. So we made that change which will be coming to you. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head that are changes that I think need to be considered.
All right, thank you very much for that update, because that is something as well in which we're considering with another commission, is that they're able to grant, like in your case, you're able to evaluate and issue, of course, certificates, but then should there be, any discrepancies or violation of it or fraud, that you would be able to have the power to revoke that. I like to ask, because I've been asked by several of my colleagues, the teachers who are currently then serving in the charter school, whether you know that any of them or all of them have actually been certified by the commission.
Reading the law, I would think that they would have to all be certified, but as I don't involve myself in the day-to-day operations of the certification office, I can't answer that with 100% assurity that they are, but they should be. I really, quite frankly, feel that any teacher on Guam should be certified.
Okay, so, the charter school is considered a public school because
Correct.
of its public funds.
Speaker, last year they sent us a list. Somebody sent us a list to ask to verify. Just a few number were certified. Some of them were the people who could. When we looked at the list, some of them were like people who couldn't pass the praxis, have moved over there as a salute to be employed, and then.
So were you able to get the list, or do we need to send you the list of the teachers?
So they gave us a list, so we told them these are the people that are certified in your list. If you give us a new list, then we can tell you who else if they have gotten certification or not. I know that some people came who have not been able to get certified because they came from a non-NCATE or CAPE or school. We will not give certification for. So I know that they have gone to they've gone to the charter school. So if you gave us the list of teachers, then we can tell you who is currently certified.
Okay, and we will make sure that the committee sends you then the list that was submitted to us.
Okay.
So that we can get verify in fact then that the teachers are certified. There was a big question at the time about the scores of the 3 different areas of the praxis, that now it's that no longer can then they use the composite scores then as a means to say that they have passed the praxis. Has that been adopted then by the commission, and now you're actually informing all of the teachers of that?
Anyone who is currently a certified teacher would have already passed the praxis, and they won't be affected by the change.
Okay.
It was a recommendation from ETS that we do away with the composite because of the fact that the 3 tests are completely different entities. And so to try to do a composite really didn't measure what we wanted it to measure. That composite score actually ends on Monday, the 1st of September, as the new Praxis 1 goes into effect on September 1st, and the scores are different from the original test. So we have adopted the new scores as recommended by ETS, and they're actually lower than the scores that we had originally. But they are accepted nationwide, all across the nation. Those that are requiring Praxis 1 have adopted the ETS scores.
So do they allow the individual, maybe state or territory, those local departments of education or certification office to accept that, or that you can also raise it? You can't lower it than what the national level is, but can it be raised?
Yes, we
You're
could.
given that option?
We have that option, yes.
And the commission has decided to stick with what
That we
the
would
national
go.
average?
Yes.
Speaker, the test Praxis 1 as we know it doesn't exist come Monday. It will become Praxis Core. It's the test now incorporates Common Core, and it's a little bit more difficult than the other test. So that's why I think the numerical value of the test scores changed. But it's a more difficult test.
And to add to that, we did have representatives from Guam that went to ETS and went through the process of evaluating the new Praxis Core and making the recommendations.
And what is that score?
It's 3 different values. I can send it to you. I didn't bring it.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
different. It's
That-
different
that would be
values.
good. Yeah.
But the students are aware that they had to send us what the portions that they already passed. We will keep. We will hold on. Except we will not accept the combined scores. So in other words, if they already passed writing, they passed already math. Then so long as the scores are in our office by the end of the month, then they're valid with us. Then they just have to take the reading, let's say, under the Praxis score. They're aware of this. Gayle has told everybody that this is, and the DOG students are aware of it. We've had signs everywhere. So come Monday, after September 1st, they have to take the Common Core. They're aware of that. The Praxis score now. It's a different test, completely different.
So what is now the requirement at the College of Education, where, because there was a problem the last time where the students felt that they took the test towards the end when they're just about ready to enter the workforce, and of course couldn't or didn't pass the Praxis, that there was a recommendation at one time to consider that maybe they should take the test maybe in their second or third year. That way then they have some time to either retake or go through some type of courses again, and maybe or consider a different degree.
Well, what SOE is doing is that we're requiring Praxis 1 as an entry test. So they cannot even be admitted to the School of Education until they have passed Praxis 1. Praxis 2, which is the content and the principles of learning and teaching, they need to complete that prior to student teaching. So once they have completed those tests, then they will be eligible to student teach. They will also have met all the certification requirements at that point. So they shouldn't have an issue as far as with certification if they're coming through SOE, because we will have already had the gates there for them to go through.
And when is this going into effect?
This has been in effect actually for 3 or 4 years.
So how's it been working?
For Praxis 1, our biggest problem, which concerns me a little bit, has been the reading, because that's usually the one they have to repeat. As far as content goes, the Praxis 2, we have probably 75% will pass it on the first time through. We'll have about 25% that'll have to take it a second time.
Now, based on, this is interesting. I'm glad to hear you say that then, that reading seems to be the problem. And is there some communication maybe with the high schools? Of course, DOE in particular, again, maybe to consider, looking at what's happening in the schools and why is it that, our students who exit out of high school and enter, of course, an academic institution and still cannot pass a basic, Praxis 1 reading test?
Well, I can't say what has been occurring between our dean and Superintendent Fernandez, but I do know there's been discussion. My bigger concern is the fact that when they make admission or they request admission to SOE, they are supposed to have 54 college credits at that point, which means they've gone all the way through their general education program. And I do know that we are working with the other side of the campus to work on the issues with the reading. We've also talked with GCC about, and they have had in the past, and I think they are considering it again, some prep classes to help people meet that requirement.
Okay. Well, I think you've answered all my questions. Is there anything else you would like to, one last thing to close?
Well, I just again thank you, Senator, for the opportunity to come before you tonight.
Well, it's our pleasure, and you have my support, and the committee, of course, will make its recommendation to, of course, confirm you. So with that, I'd just like to once again just say that testimonies then can be sent to my office and to the reproduction room. And Frank just gave me, you can send it to his address, his email address, fbtorres@judy1pat.com. So this completes then the confirmation hearing for Dr. Gayle Hendricks to serve as a member of the Guam Commission for Educator Certification. So thank you. I want to thank you, and of course your colleagues who are here to support you as well. So thank you very much, and this concludes then the public hearing. Thank you, ladies.